Welcome to the Point Second Podcast. My name is James Keeley. With me, as always, is Sammy Schaefer. How are you, Sammy?
I'm good, James. How are you?
Good. Episode 45. We got 3 left. We're going to end on 48 this season, I think.
Nice.
We had a few technical problems today.
Today was rough.
That was fun.
Yeah.
We're going to try to bring it. We're going to try to get it all turned back around.
Yep.
This is scheduled to drop on Thursday, February 1st. My father's birthday.
Okay.
Dad would have been 78. The greatest dad ever. Biggest Dolphin fan you'll ever see.
Bigger than you, huh?
Yeah, and Dad, you haven't missed much. They're still terrible. So, we only take underdogs over some props. It's prop season.
Yeah.
I can't wait for Super Bowl props. Oh, my gosh. It's going to be so much fun. We got a segment on that later. We'll have a segment on that and 2 more shows. And we're gonna make people some money, right?
Yeah.
We're not gonna flush it all down the toilet after this. I got ideas for next season because I want to do a segment with those props that we did with like the Jameson Williams 2 touchdowns, but I don't want to do like a 40-1 prop and then take a loss for it because those don't hit all that often. So we're gonna do like a separate thing next season.
Okay.
And we're gonna see how much money we can make or lose on ridiculous props. All you gotta do is hit one, and then you're on easy street. You can lose like 20 more in a row after that if you hit a 40-1. So that's pretty nice. So Sammy, what do we got on the show?
Well, we've got game day food returns, Super Bowl props, and is Mark Zuckerberg Pennywise the clown?
I think he is. Start the show. Sammy, episode 44 got a lot of attention.
Yeah.
We'll have to talk about that. We'll talk about that a little bit later. But first, there's an update. Jordan Willis, the Chiefs fan, who claims he slept for 2 days with headphones on next to a loud fan. Great headphones, by the way.
Yeah.
I want to get those.
I do too.
Because mine about 8 hours, not even, and they're done. So he went 48 hours.
Oh yeah.
And just had a good snooze. And when he woke up, his 3 friends were frozen to death outside his house. He checked himself into rehab, according to a source close to the family.
Well, yeah. When you answer the door to the police with a wine glass in your hand, you have a problem.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
Especially when you have 3 dead friends in your backyard.
Yeah. Yeah, the source said he's facing his addiction head on. Good for him. And said the freezing death of his 3 friends was, quote unquote, an enormous wake up call.
Oh, that's what it takes.
Getting so drunk you piss your pants, that's the wake up call.
That's where you should, hey guys, I think I need to stop.
Yeah. When 3 of your best friends are frozen to death in your backyard, you're like, you know what? Might be time to get my act together. You know what? I hear you, God.
Yeah.
I'm going to turn things around. I'm going to get my little token for sobriety.
So I could show it off to all my alive friends.
Nicely done. Do you think anyone's ever going to go to a house party?
I don't think he'll ever be invited anywhere.
You guys want to go to the Chiefs party? Who's hosting? Jordan? No.
Oh, no.
No.
I'm busy. What?
No.
I didn't say what date. Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
I'm busy.
No. Why? Did something happen at Jordan's house?
Except they'll go there on Halloween because it'll be part of the spookiness.
Oh, my God. And that was a rented house.
Oh.
People are like, oh, yeah, we bought a house and now we're going to make it a Airbnb.
Yeah, I was going to say that's going to be a tough one to rent out.
Airbnbs are so gross, all right? You know people are renting those and just doing whatever you do at the parties you go to, and every room, the kitchen table, just splattered in fluids. Every place. You do not want to do like the black light thing there.
I mean, it's not any different than a hotel room.
Oh, hotels are disgusting.
Yeah.
People use hotels to just empty themselves and then order room service and use the bedspread as like a giant napkin. They're like, I'm never coming back here. Screw this place.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you said you had some other news?
Well, I mean, I don't know if you heard this or not, but there was a 5th person at that party.
Well, they had a picture of that. Yeah. Okay. Interesting. So what happened?
So, he's not talking. He left.
Wow.
The story he said is he left at midnight. So he supposedly left. Everybody was alive when he left. But that's it. I think he got a lawyer, and his lawyer just said, shut up, because he hasn't made any statements outside of that.
I think the lawyer's giving him sound advice.
Yeah.
I mean, he could be implicated in this.
Yeah.
You know, you don't want to... Oh, God.
Yeah, so that's the only updates I've heard. The toxicology reports are saying it's going to be another 6 weeks. The autopsy, another 12. So there's nothing coming out from there anytime soon.
I mean, when I was growing up, my dad was a lawyer, and a lot of the lawyer friends would always, they were like good guys. But a couple of them have always said, like, nothing good ever happens after midnight.
Oh,
And
true.
this one proves true. Because
That's when the fun starts, but nothing good starts after midnight.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I guess in your world,
Yeah.
in your world, a lot happens. But there's probably daytime things that happened. They're playing the games that you play at the Nudist Colony
Right.
at all hours of the day.
Oh yeah, it just never stops.
Yeah. So this story is getting, a little bit layered.
Yeah.
A friend of mine said he thinks that there's definitely something weird going on here.
I think something weird was going on, but I think people are giving this Jordan guy too much credit. I don't think he was. He just doesn't seem the type of guy that can make 3 people freeze to death and not get caught.
I just don't see how 3 people, like men under 40, just decide to sit outside for a while. They all fall asleep and they freeze to death.
If they were all doing heroin and they passed out, maybe. I'm sorry, and I'm not saying they're drug dealer or they're drug addicts or anything,
Yeah.
but if they were doing heroin, they passed out.
I think if you're doing heroin, you're going to like a different venue. You're not like, let's check out the game tonight. Like they were all wearing Chiefs jerseys and they were all ready.
That's true.
I don't see that like being like a good parent. I know people smoke weed and do edibles and drink their faces off of some of these things, but it just seems like
Maybe it was like a really bad bet. Like, hey, if they score, we all got to do heroin.
yeah.
Maybe they're those kind of friends.
Yeah.
They're like, nah, we shouldn't, but I lost the bet, so light it up.
Yeah, you live in a very bizarre world, sir.
Yeah, that's how my brain works.
So speaking of which, I got a lot of texts,
Yeah.
and they're like, who's in my mouth? That's a game? I shouldn't have left that in, maybe, but
I don't know. I think it was good.
we're going off the rails in this show. Like,
No.
we're doing what we want to do at this point.
Well, it was one of those. I said that off the cuff, and your face was like, "What?"
Yeah.
And that's when I knew this is going to be in the show.
Oh yeah, yeah. Like, a lot of my family watches this show, and they don't live in the world you live in. So
I thought it was going to be sound check. I didn't realize it was going to be in the show.
sorry, folks. Sorry, folks. So yeah, we'll have to talk about more of those nudist camp games.
I'll come with some more.
I don't. I mean, is there one that's worse? You know what? Save it.
I'll save it.
Save it for another time.
Yeah.
Vince McMahon. Everybody was talking about him. Very weird fella.
Yeah. Very.
I think like the power, greed, money, and the steroids and all that stuff. It's quite the cocktail for like. Let's see how far I could push anything and everything in my life.
He was invincible. He almost got away with it. I mean, he got away with everything for so long.
Yeah.
And maybe this is the part where the rest starts coming out. You know, like everybody gets accused, and then one person once you get accused, that's your lifestyle. More people come out. We might be hearing more stories.
I think you're right. I think the dominoes are about to fall. And I still stand by it that Vince is 100% wrong, but the chick Janelle Grant is 94% wrong.
Yeah, she's part of it.
She was in her 40s when this happened. She was not a babe in the woods. Like this happened and it kept happening, and he didn't hypnotize her. She thought she was going to climb up that ladder, and she would do literally anything to do, literally. So yeah, but people are happy you're alive. They're happy you're back from your trip.
Yeah, I got some texts and phone calls about that.
Yeah.
Appreciate everyone's concern.
It's nice, and they're happy that you're happy. So, are you still retired? It has been 18 days.
I am. Yeah, I am. I'm emceeing a show Friday night, but I'm not taking my clothes off.
You're emceeing a show.
Yep, but I'm keeping my clothes on.
What if a crisp Alexander Hamilton comes out?
Hamilton. No, I had a person, because this is a venue I've been before. Like people here, I have a couple regulars. They've already texted me, and I'm like, no, I'm not dancing.
All right, good for you, sticking to your guns. So, and I don't buy it, but I'm gonna.
Well, we'll know on Monday.
Proud of you. Once those Hamiltons start coming out, we know.
It was kind of an expensive week for me, so we'll see. We'll see what happens.
It was, trust me. Money, we all need it. So I might be doing it soon for some sort of weird fetish. Giant-headed Irishman taking off their shirt thing. Oof.
That could be your OnlyFans name.
Yeah.
Giant-headed Irishman.
Hey,
then which head?
So obvious. If the money's right, I guess I'm for sale. I do this for free. I'm sick of making no money. All right, Sammy. We got a special guest. Let's talk some football. We got some props. We got some games. We got a game, and it's going to be a lot of fun. Yep. I can't wait for the Super Bowl. It's not my favorite matchup, but There's a lot to bet. It's gonna be a lot of fun. All right. NFL picks. Sammy, we have our favorite guest with us right now. The incomparable Kitty Keeley is with us.
Hello. Thanks for having me back.
I mean, she sets up every show. She edits every show. She handles all of our technical problems, which we've had plenty of today, actually. Too many today. But thanks for joining us, Kitty. We're going to talk a little football.
Let's do it.
Sammy, you ready?
I am.
You ready? So the Super Bowl is set. Super Bowl
Yeah.
LVIII 58.
You sound like a cheerleader.
So who's in the Super Bowl?
All
What's the
right.
line, Sam?
Kansas City Chiefs versus the San Francisco 49ers. That is 2 Sundays from today. Right now, the Chiefs are +2, and the total is sitting at 47.
So we take, underdogs, overs, and props on this. Chiefs +2. If it gets to 3, I'm definitely taking. I'm going to take the Chiefs regardless. I'm just looking for a little bit of a better number. Andy Reid's better than Kyle Shanahan at this point, for sure. He's proven it. And Patrick Mahomes is way better than Brock Purdy at this point.
Yeah.
Now, the Niners have some talent on their team. The defense is pretty good. It's just not as good as it was. And there's all this talk of Chase Young, the defensive end across from Bosa, taking off a lot of plays. If you do that in the NFC Championship game, why aren't you going to do that in the Super Bowl? Like, they might have some problems there. But Bosa's, incredible. He could be a game changer. So let's talk about some props. Kitty, what are you liking it? What are you looking at?
Yeah, well, I had a couple things that I liked. One, I always like McCaffrey to score a touchdown, but the line's pretty long at -225.
Yeah, so you got to bet 225 to win 100, or whatever. So you're betting $10. You're basically not even getting $5 back.
Yeah, that's not so fun.
Yeah, I mean, if you think he's definitely going to score, I just don't love that one.
Yeah.
But I see where you're looking at that. What else are you looking at?
I got receiving yards going for the tight end trio with Kelsey over 69 and a half. And then Kittle over 46 and a half points. And they're both -110 or -110.
46 and a half yards. Yeah.
Yards.
I like those.
Yeah, and then from rushing, Patrick Mahomes, I have getting over 25.5 points. I felt
Yards. You
yards.
keep saying points.
Oh my gosh.
It's the Point Second podcast.
Yeah,
there you
that's
go.
why.
It's on your
I
mind.
think I felt with the Niners defense, he'll get fleshed out a bit, and we'll see him rushing more.
I like the reasoning there.
Then we
and,
might. Yeah.
And he tends to figure it out in big games, and he finds a way, because their team's not that good this year, and they're still finding a way.
Still making it happen.
Yeah.
And again, riding on the Niners defense, I picked over 2.5 sacks.
Okay.
Well, I'm thinking about it.
Yeah.
At +110, so that one's a bit more of a long shot, but
I could see Bosa having 3 sacks on his own.
Yeah, and that's well.
Getting to Mahomes is tough though, and then when they do get to him,
He runs away.
he cries. Well, he runs away. He's very elusive, but then he cries like, "Where's the penalty?"
Yeah.
Because he has that voice.
He does sound like Kermit.
He does.
Yeah.
Come on, guys,
Yeah.
stop hitting me. And then,
And last I said, KC getting a rushing touchdown is -170.
okay, so scoring one rushing
One
touchdown,
rushing touchdown.
-170.
Yeah.
I like that better than the McCaffrey one.
Yeah.
And it goes to your thought too of Mahomes. Like if he gets flushed out, he'll run that right in. He's done it plenty of times.
Yeah.
I like those. We're going to talk props until the final episode
Yay.
before the Super Bowl.
I love props.
So me too. They're releasing more. Heads or tails, Kitty? What are we taking?
Tails never fails.
We take tails every year.
Really?
Every year.
The easiest money you can win or lose. It's so stupid.
It is so stupid.
But
But how often is it hit for you?
But they flip
50.
50-50. It's a 50-50 bet. We can throw $10 on it. Yeah, we won. Oh, we got some making up to do. Luckily, I hit those amazing props last time.
Yes.
So I got a little change to mess around with. What do you like, Sam?
I was looking at the MVP bet of being anybody but the quarterback.
Yeah.
Only now, this is going off of your theory that the NFL has rigged this for the Chiefs here, right?
Naturally.
If they go all the way, they're gonna give it to Kelsey. Purdy should get it, right?
Yeah.
But they'll give it to Kelsey, and then it's
Mahomes should get it.
I'm sorry, Mahomes should get it. I'm sorry,
Yeah.
Mahomes should get it. Sorry, I messed up. Thank you. Mahomes should get it, but
I could see that.
Yeah.
they'll give it to Kelsey, and then your theory, and then I'm 100% in your theory.
Yeah. Here's how that works. If Kelsey gets 3 touchdowns, which he's done before,
Yeah.
and Mahomes kind of struggles a little bit, maybe has a pick or two, Kelsey will get it.
Yeah.
But I think if it's a receiver, the quarterback probably has, the advantage in that. So if he throws 3 to Kelsey and 2 more to 2 other guys, he throws 5 touchdowns in the Super Bowl, he's going to win.
Should.
But again, like
you're right. He should.
Yeah.
But they're really pushing him this year.
right. Well, they want Taylor to have yeah. So Kelsey's odds on that, we got to look at that.
Yeah.
And then Christian McCaffrey. I mean, he could blow it up.
Yeah.
Nick Bosa. We don't see many defensive MVPs, but we've seen a few. Richard Dent. The Bear,
Richard Dent.
one of the first ones ever.
Woohoo.
We've seen a few over the years. So it happens. There was one prop for like, will a kicker or punter be the?
Yes.
I mean,
Or an
maybe
offensive lineman.
Yeah, an offensive lineman will not.
No.
A kicker could. I mean, if it turns into 12, 12 to 3 game. I mean,
Sure.
then you have to do it, but that's probably not going to happen either.
No.
But yeah. So what I'm looking at right now is Travis Kelce TD anytime TD score about his 120.
Yeah.
I think he'll get one.
Yeah.
I really think he'll get one. And 2 TDs is plus 475. So you throw down 100, you win
Yeah.
475.
That's not bad.
And then 3 TDs is plus 2200.
That's
I don't
crazy.
see that happening.
That seems crazy to me.
But shut up, Dutch. The dog's barking in the background. But you again. But we start. Thank you, Rowan. But this is like the start of the props situation season, and we're gonna get there. So.
Have you seen the Taylor Swift props?
No.
There's Taylor
There's
Swift.
Taylor Swift props.
Okay.
Yes,
What are those?
There's one that Travis Kelce will propose to Taylor Swift, and then there's another that if Travis Kelce is named MVP, that he will acknowledge, thank Taylor Swift.
Where do you find these props? I can't find. I'm looking
Yeah.
for them right now.
It was through covers.com.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah,
I can't wait to look at all of these.
Oh,
They're gonna
It's
have
like-
so many more next week.
yeah, there'll be a lot more. There's another one. Will she make it to the show on time? You were talking about that, or wait, make it to the game on time
Well,
because
they-
she's coming from Japan or something.
She's coming from Japan, and the airport already said, because I guess they said no more private planes are allowed to
Oh.
park at the airport, but they
Wow.
said they have a spot for her to land reserved.
Well, yeah.
Of course
Save
they
it
do.
for her.
It's Taylor Swift.
If we can find that prop, I'm putting a lot of money on that prop. She'll be there.
She'll make it on time.
This is all planned
Yeah.
for that.
Yeah.
The idea that she would even have this concert because she knew well ahead of time that she's going to that Super Bowl if she's dating this bonehead,
Uh-huh.
this handsome R word. Don't say that word. That comes up later in the show.
Yeah.
So she will be there. Pound that bet.
Yeah.
There's no way Taylor Swift is missing this Super Bowl.
It was just if she'd be on time. That's
She'll be on time.
She has to
She'll be on time. She'll look great in her little
Amazing.
sweatshirt. She'll be doing her little cheers.
You know what? But I could see them playing into like before the show, before the game starts. They'll show like an empty booth and be like, "Is she gonna make
Right.
it?" Just
Yeah.
to try to
She's
build
not
suspense.
here
But
yet.
she'll be there.
How many little girls know about the Super Bowl now?
That's true.
My daughters were talking. They're like, "Oh yeah, that's Travis Kelce." And I'm like, "Why do you know who Travis Kelce is?" They don't know anybody. They don't know. They know Jalen Waddle because they like his dance.
Yeah.
They know Tua because I scream Tua a lot in the house. And then they're like, "Oh yeah, Taylor Swift's boyfriend, Travis Kelce." Like, oh my God! Like it's all working out the way they wanted it to work out. They're getting this new audience. This was a great test for them.
There you go.
There's no way he's proposing on the field.
No.
But if he does, boy, was I right.
Ah,
This is totally contrived.
that's all.
Or maybe I was wrong. I don't know.
Right.
But yeah. So I love prop season for the Super Bowl. It's like one game, so like
Yeah.
there's not so much. It's the greatest.
Yeah.
Fun.
I love it. I haven't seen too many bad Super Bowls. Last year's was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
So this will be good. We will keep talking about this. We got a couple episodes left.
Woo.
Almost the end of season 1.
Wow.
A tear. All right, let's get something to eat. Sam, you eating with us?
Oh yeah.
All right.
Is this game day food?
It's time for everybody's favorite food game.
Is this game day food?
Every time. Nails it every time. What do we have, Sam?
We've got the new barbecue rodeo burger from BurgerFi.
BurgerFi's back, but didn't I have it last week?
I've been thinking about BurgerFi since I walked in there last week to buy you and Eric a burger. And this rodeo burger specifically has been on my mind all week.
Yeah. What's in this burger, Sam?
So we have Angus beef, grilled Angus beef with charred jalapenos topped with pepper jack cheese, crispy haystack onions, and Memphis sweet barbecue.
Ooh.
It's pretty
that
stacked.
sounds good.
It's pretty stacked here.
Oh yeah.
Looks pretty good.
It's a fatty.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. It'll make you one too. Am I right, guys? All right, you guys go first. Kitty and I are sharing one
Yay.
because someone screwed up an order.
I don't know who that is.
It wasn't Kitty and it wasn't me. And we'll just leave it at that.
Uh-huh.
Try the burger,
The
Sam.
process of elimination.
Try the burger.
Ooh, I'm looking for my entry point.
So Kitty and I like the BurgerFi.
Mm-hmm.
In our neighborhood, they've changed ownership, apparently. I heard the original owner was not that nice, and they decided to move him along. So we'll just split this burger for no apparent reason. Okay. All right. There's some adjustments going to be made. I know my wife pretty well. But maybe I didn't get this one.
Let's see here.
Okay. Sammy, I think you're going to overscore this a little bit. And,
All right.
all right. Kitty gave this a 7.4.
I said 7.2. I'm right there.
7.4.
Wow. This is rigged. Just like the Super Bowl, this game is rigged.
Wow.
NFL.
I know how you feel about burgers, and I know how you made adjustments on that one. Very nice.
Yes, well done.
What did Sammy give this, Kitty?
I said Sammy gave it a 7.0.
I think he gave it a 7.9.
Right in the middle, 7.4.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay.
Perfect.
And there's a reason why, but
Yeah, we'll
try
talk
to
about it.
get
And,
Okay.
and what did I give this, Kitty?
I said 7.2.
7.2. I swear on our children, we do not cheat on this.
No.
I am having a hard time believing that.
We've eaten a lot of
We
meals
just have a lot of
together.
burgers together.
We've had a lot of burgers
You
together.
guys are either perfect for each other or you're rigging this game.
I was rail thin when Kitty met me.
Ah.
She did all this shit to me. This is
Oh, my
this is her
fault.
burger obsession. She has a great metabolism. Me, not so much. All right, so Kitty, what's your thoughts on this?
Oh, I really like the. It's got a nice little spice kick, but it's not too spicy where
Yeah.
you need like to chug water afterwards.
Mhm.
It's just a nice flavor, and I really enjoy the sauce.
It's a nice thick burger
Yeah.
for what it is, and it's not overbearing. What do you think, Sam?
I mean, I did like the jalapeno taste. I didn't catch any spice, but the charred pepper taste was good. But my burger had very little barbecue sauce.
Really?
Like, very little. I was really disappointed in that.
Did you crush the whole thing?
No.
Okay. Work towards the middle. Get another bite while I talk about it. Yeah, it's got a little bit of a flavor journey, if you will. I love when people like talk to like fancy about like a burger, but it does. Like, there's layers to it. You get a little bit of heat, not too much. Like you said, there's some, but
Maybe
there's
it's just the
there's
pepper
a
jack
kick.
cheese.
Yeah, and then you do get that sweet barbecue sauce a
Yeah.
little bit there, and then the onion straws are nice on there.
Yeah.
It's pretty good. They changed their bun, I think. It used to be a little fancier. But it's pretty good. I like it.
Yeah.
BurgerFi tends to come through. Now, breaking news, Kitty.
Yes.
We go to a place called Meatheads around here.
Yes.
Yes. I've
Love
heard
Meatheads.
that they have changed. They're not Meatheads anymore.
What?
They
What?
changed
No.
to, what's it called? They got it out of it's another burger place. I can't remember the name of it now.
Smash Burger? Epic Burger?
Meatheads.
Epic Burger. It's Epic Burger now, apparently. It's changing over.
Oh, okay. Well,
So we'll have to see. Sorry, Meatheads.
sorry, meatheads.
Yeah.
We liked meatheads.
Well, hopefully Epic Burger's just as good. Our
Yeah.
children are going to be crushed.
Yeah, we won't tell them. It's the
Yeah.
same. It's still meatheads.
Just be like, it's the same place with the burgers. Don't read
Right.
signs.
No problem.
Only two of them could read. Keep the other one ignorant for a while. But yeah, this is our second to last game day food segment for season 1.
Wow.
But I think Sam and I are talking. If something good comes out, we're going to film it and put it on Instagram. Like, we're not going to miss an opportunity
Let's
to
do a
eat.
game day food.
I think game day drinks and game day food have helped Mrs. Schaefer because we made old Chubbs here retire from peeling the clothes off his body.
Yep. She can thank Point Second Podcast for that.
He's like, you know what? I'm not as proud of my body as I used to be. I'm hanging it up.
There is that layer of fat that just won't go away. It's just there.
You're getting
Not
that
good
age.
if people are paying you to remove your shirt
No.
and trousers. Do people say trousers still?
Trousers.
I've never said trousers.
Okay. I'm almost 45. I'm a lot older
I think
than you.
that's an older generation, and I'm like grandfather generation, not our generation.
Yeah. Yeah.
Trousers.
Bring it back though.
I like trousers.
Can't believe we both nailed each other's scores again.
Yeah, congrats,
Ew.
bravo on that.
Do we know each other's fast food ideas?
Right?
I can order up the menu for this lady
She
anytime.
does. Yeah, you do all the time.
I know exactly what she likes. So We nailed it. BurgerFi, this is game day food.
Woo!
3 thumbs up.
Yeah.
Nicely done. All right, let's talk some news. Sammy, what else is in the news?
Meta CEO Mark Zuckerberg apologized to parents who attended a hearing for online child safety.
We try to keep it light around here, but once in a while, something comes up that I just got to talk about.
I did not hear about this.
Me either.
It happened today. A Senate Judiciary Committee hearing called a Big Tech and the Online Child Sexual Exploitation Crisis. So they brought in a lot of CEOs, including Zuckerberg of Meta and Facebook and Instagram and whatever, and the CEOs of TikTok, X, Snap, and Discord.
Wow.
Were all grilled by members of the committee. Discord. I've never heard of Discord. You know
No.
Discord?
I thought that was like a gamer platform.
I don't know. Could be. So at one point, this was Democrats and Republicans working together to hopefully solve a problem. A very rare occurrence, but it's a legitimate problem. Anything with children should be a high priority.
Yes.
Anything else, is pales in comparison. So they kind of put Zuckerberg feet to the fire. And he apologized to the parents in attendance that said Instagram contributed to their children's suicide or exploitation.
Wow.
He admitted to that?
He said, if my company did anything that contributed to the exploitation or self-harm of children, I apologize. I get it. So, people were hissing when he came in. They were...
That makes you laugh. People
Yeah.
hiss. Boos.
So some parents in attendance held up photos of their children and blue ribbons that said "Stop Online Harms,
Yeesh.
Pass KOSA," which is the Kids Online Safety Act, which would create a duty of care for social media companies. I don't know what that entails, but it sounds like probably it's a pretty good idea.
Yeah.
Zuckerberg received the harshest questioning when asked about non-consensual, sexually explicit images of minors on Instagram, drug deaths linked to his platforms, and an array of other issues. I mean, there's child pornography on Instagram. I mean, I'm not on a lot of these things. I got back on it to do the podcast and try to market it, but I hate all that stuff. I don't want my children on it. I don't like being too involved in it. I got involved, and then elections started happening, and people started being horrible. I tried to make some jokes about it, and then people are like, "You're a bigot, or you're the worst," and I'm like, "No, I'm middle of the road." They're like, "One side or the other."
It's not far enough to the my
Not
side.
right.
far enough.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, all right, then I'm on the right. So Meta is facing a series of federal lawsuits from dozens of states claiming Facebook and Instagram intentionally created a quote-unquote psychologically manipulative features to keep kids addicted, and that they hid internal data that would reveal harms to young users. Now, we've seen stuff like this before.
Yeah.
There's been accusations. There was a very good documentary on Netflix about social media, especially Facebook, that if you're a parent and you're thinking about letting your kid on it, you should watch. And I've talked to a lot of parents that I know about this, and they're like, kids got to figure it out by themselves. But when the numbers say that kids are self-harming themselves at appalling numbers, and the suicides directly linked to social media and everything that these young minds have to endure, it directly correlates. Why do you not protect your children from that?
Yeah.
I mean, you wouldn't, put them under a school under, power lines. Say, look, it is proven that it gives you cancer, but you got to let people live their life. Like, no, this is something that you can avoid.
Yeah.
Like, you could avoid doing this. An email to Zuckerberg from Nick Clegg, Meta's global affairs director, was used in the hearing to show Zuckerberg's lack of interest in action when Clegg warned him of the data showing extreme harm to children using their platforms. The email read, from Clegg, "We are not on track to succeed for our core well-being topics: problematic use, bullying and harassment connections, and SSI. SSI stands for suicidal self-injury."
Yikes.
What the fuck?
Yeah. How
I
do you
mean-
ignore something like that?
Yeah, and this greedy, thinks that he stole a platform
Yeah.
from two asshole twins and another asshole at Harvard,
Yeah.
trying to rate women to try to have sex with them and demean women, and now it turns into something way worse
Yeah.
And we're all part of it. I'm guilty. We're all guilty of being on that piece of shit.
On it all the time.
I mean, when you see him speak in public, he doesn't seem like he has any emotion at all.
He's
I don't think
Yeah,
he cares.
it's like a robot.
He might be a cyborg, or he's definitely on the spectrum. He's definitely very good at what he did, which is being a thief and making a product a little bit better. But it's all based in like vanity.
Yeah.
It's all based in attention, and that stuff is hard for a lot of the adults we know. Anybody listening right now knows 10 assholes they hate on Facebook that are their Facebook friends.
Yep.
And they send you screenshots and they go, look what this asshole said today.
Yeah.
Look at this completely vapid lunatic that I know, that is in my neighborhood,
Yep.
that lives a block from me.
Yeah.
We know them all. We have nicknames for them. We do this all the time. But so we understand that, and then we're still like, can't wait to sign old Susie up
Right.
tomorrow.
Let's go.
Can't wait to throw her in the pit. You know what? If you throw her into an alligator pit, maybe she'll make a friend with an alligator. She'll probably die, but maybe it'll be good for her. Yeah. So be careful with this. Stop pushing this. And really, I want to yell at all the parents I know, because if we all got together and we said, we're not buying our kids phones till they're 13, and we're not letting our kids on social media till they're 15, or whatever, the kids wouldn't care.
Nope.
Because they would only care if their friends are on it.
Yep.
So we always have to put up with somebody because their mom, Jill, is like, I'm the cool mom, and I work, so like I kind of need them to be busy. Yeah, well, fuck you, Jill. Yeah, is Zuckerberg Pennywise the clown from It?
Oh.
Does he hate children that much? Is that who he is?
Ugh.
Because Pennywise was fine, and then he turned into that horrible monster.
Yeah.
That's what I'm asking you. Is he's Pennywise?
Pennywiseberg.
And I've really insulted anyone I know named Jill right now. I'm glad I don't know any. F you, Jill. I'm very concerned about this, and I'm glad that some senators are, and I'm glad that people are having their feet held to the fire, because these companies are not good.
They have so much regulation on other areas that deal with children. I don't understand why social media has gotten the pass for all these years when it comes to what you're allowed to post, what algorithms you're allowed to run, and how they're
Well, part of the problem
brought
too
in.
is it's so easy for a kid to pretend they're an adult online too,
Mm-hmm.
which that's why like it's not just one person's
True.
fault. Like it's kind of everybody.
Yeah.
Us as humans, these social media companies. We just got to find a way to stop that.
We do. And, Al Gore invented the internet, so this is his fault.
All algorithm.
But we shouldn't be. When we were kids, like, to see a Playboy magazine, you had to steal it from somebody's shady dad.
Yeah.
And like look at it for an hour and then put it back and hope you didn't get your ass beat after that.
And that was like half the fun was stealing it.
Right. It's like we're doing something bad, and then there's a beautiful naked woman in this magazine, and now it's like click, click, click. Oh, there's something children should not see.
Yeah.
That should not be their first image of sexual contact. This degradation and horrific abuse during an act of love between people, and they're seeing some things they should not be seeing, and then they're watching that, and then they're going on video games and blowing people's heads off the next minute.
Yep.
There's too much. There's don't blame them on the video games. Well, it's like, well, you got to look at everything.
Yeah.
I know Hitler didn't play video games. There's bad people out there. He would have been the worst.
He would have.
He would have been like, if you played video games with Hitler,
He'd be a troll.
yeah, he would have been a troll. He would have been real difficult.
Yeah. Difficult.
He was a difficult guy.
Across the board.
Let's just
Doing it my way.
let's call a spade a spade.
Yeah.
Just screaming, very anti-Semitic.
Yeah.
Very. Parents need enough Hitler talk.
Yeah. Right.
Sam.
Yeah, my fault.
Parents need to parent. Okay. At some point, you need to say to your kid, "Hey, you just can't do that thing that's dangerous for you."
Yeah.
Okay. I know we all want to have our time and drink our fucking Chardonnay, but at some point, you have to be a parent. That's enough heavy-handedness for now. Sam, let's go get a Chardonnay. Let's keep it light. Talk about some beverages. What else is in the news?
Bud Light has partnered with comedian Shane Gillis in an effort to bring back their customer base.
So they've taken a hard turn.
Yeah.
Wow.
After the Dylan Mulvaney
Yikes.
controversy, they fired everybody involved in that. They fired the marketing team.
Good idea.
And then they brought in a new president who said, we don't want to talk politics. People just want to drink their beer and not have to worry about it. They want to enjoy Bud Light and have a good old time. And now they have sponsored. They've gotten involved with UFC, and UFC has some outspoken people that are. They say some stuff that are.
There's a couple guys that are real mouthy.
Yeah, that you're gonna get canceled for, and they just and then they didn't say anything. I guess one middleweight champ, Shane something, came out and said a bunch of things that were considered problematic, and they're like, we're not doing that anymore. Like we've lost too much money, and everybody knows that money's the only thing that matters to these people.
Yeah.
So they're like, well, cancel culture went too far, which it always does. So now, if there is a problem, you won't hear anything from these companies.
Nope.
And the sacrificial lambs, like a Shane Gillis, who was hired on Saturday Night Live, and then like within hours, clips came out of him saying some jokes about Asian people, and he got fired.
Wow.
And they clipped him right away.
Wow.
He used the R word a couple times too. That's what really got him in trouble.
The R word for okay.
Yeah.
There's a couple R words
Yeah,
that you can't
there's
say.
a few.
Republican. No.
That's why this is so interesting to me because
Yeah.
I didn't know who Shane Gillis was until he was canceled.
Right.
Made me realize he's actually a really talented comedian.
I heard his
And
new
his-
special's funny. Yeah.
Yeah, his
Shame.
special's good. He is extremely talented, and his career has been so good since he got canceled. But now he has a partnership with Bud Light. I mean,
Yeah.
good for them. Good for him.
That's
Yeah.
a good point.
Yeah. Okay. So we'll show Dylan Mulvaney here, and remember, like she whatever. Dylan Mulvaney was a woman. It was a man that transitioned to a woman. Said 365 days as a woman. But let's stop with this. I'm a woman now because I say I'm a woman. This is a woman. She's had 3 children. She's paid her dues as a woman. She's had to deal in the workplace as a woman with bullshit. She's not a man who decides, you know what, I'm going to try on a different hat today. Okay? I'm not being anti-trans at all, but I'm saying if you're going to give a Bud Light sponsorship to the first woman ever, make it a woman who's busted her ass her whole life to be a woman. You know, I don't love Kamala Harris, but she's the first vice president of the United States.
Yeah.
Give something to somebody who's, you know, made her way in the world the whole entire time as a woman. I don't want Caitlyn Jenner getting that either. I want somebody who was born a woman, busted her ass, and killed it as a woman to get that first crack at it. So Dylan Mulvaney, this vice president of marketing named Alyssa Heinerscheid, was like, she said, you know what? Bud Light has this fratty reputation and out-of-touch humor, and we want to get a younger customer base. So this is my solution, and it got her fired in like a day.
Yeah.
Just a really tone deaf. She's like, the brand is tone deaf. It's a failing brand. It has been for a long time. A failing brand
The number one.
that makes you billions of dollars. Billions of dollars. So it's this greed, and then they take this big swing, and it fails miserably. And then they're like, well, we don't want to connect with that anymore. And now they have to do this reset, this overcorrection, and hire what they're calling a right-wing comedian. I really don't know Shane Gillis all that much. Is he a right-wing comedian?
No, he's pretty middle of the road.
Yeah.
Okay.
He does have. He kind of goes right and left, but no, he'll say things that you would be maybe offended by, but I wouldn't say he's far right. No.
He said, he said he'd made gay and transgender jokes in his act and everything. And he said he hasn't publicly apologized for them, but he said on a podcast or something, he goes, if someone came up to me and they were offended, I would apologize to them. But I'm not apologizing for the idea that somebody could be offended.
Yeah. That's
Like, that's
a
fair.
good point. Yeah.
That's fair. If somebody came up to me and said, I didn't like your segment, I love meta, and I love child harm, I probably wouldn't apologize to them. But if they said, some stuff on your show I didn't like, I'd go, well, let's talk about it. And I'd be fair.
Yeah.
As long as you're not yelling at me or spitting in my face, we can talk about it. Yeah. But why is this like, somebody might be offended? Well, are you offended? No. Well, then stop. Yeah. Stop being offended for other people, potentially. That's very offensive to people. It's like, well, this group might be offended. Transgender people might be offended. Black people might be offended. Gay people might be offended. Asian people might be offended. Well, let them speak for themselves. You don't have to explain being offended to people. So, yeah.
Yeah.
So, that's fair. God, this got heavy-handed.
Yeah,
Sammy,
I thought it was gonna be light.
Yeah.
why did you read this news to me?
What's going on here?
All right. We'll make it lighter soon. I mean, it was like 2 episodes ago, it was people freezing to death.
Right?
So
3 dead Chiefs fans.
we have 3 more episodes after this.
That's it.
And then the end of season 1. We'll probably do something for March Madness, but we will definitely be back for season 2. We have a lot of, or we might be canceled after this one.
Yeah.
But for what? Going like
You might
sticking
have
up for
offended
children,
someone. Yeah.
sticking up for children who are being exploited online. If that's your problem, come at me. You know where I live. You know where the studio is. We'll be back with more props. We'll be back with more talk. We're going to watch some more shows.
Yeah.
We got to finish the Sylvester Stallone documentary. That was pretty good. I recommend that.
Yep.
Got a little more time on that. True Detective's been pretty good.
Yeah.
We'll see if that doesn't. They've set up questions that have to be answered. Hopefully they answer the questions properly.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching. We will be back for the Tuesday episode. Probably publish it on Monday. And we thank you for watching. We will see you soon. Bye now.